Good morning, students. Welcome to class 10, English Reader, Chapter 9, Madam Rides the Bus, Part 1, written by Valli Kannan. Introduction. Madam Rides the Bus is a sensitive story about the first bus journey of an 8-year-old girl. Her name was Valliammai and she was called Valli for short. She was a curious girl. She wanted to know many things. She did not have playmates of her own age. Her favorite pastime was standing in front doorways of her house to see what was happening outside. Towards the end, the girl is brought face to face with the mystery of death and she returns home sober and wiser. Summary. Watching the happenings in the street gave her many new, unusual experiences. The most fascinating thing of all was the bus that passed through the street each hour. The bus travelled between her village and the nearest town. The sight of the bus was a source of unending joy for Valli. It was a great joy for her to watch new sets of passengers every time the bus passed through the street. As she watched the bus day after day, she developed a desire to have a ride on that bus. Her wish became stronger and stronger into an overwhelming desire. Valli carefully listened to the conversation between her neighbors and people who travelled in the bus. She asked some casual questions also. In this way, she learned the details about the journey. She saved every paisa by resisting her desire to buy ice cream, toys, balloons, etc. She had also killed her desire to visit the village fair and have a ride in the merry-go-round. When she had saved 60 paise, she was ready for her first bus journey. Then she planned how she would slip out of the house. She knew that her mother would sleep daily after lunch. She decided to use these hours for her journey to board the bus at 1 o'clock so that she could be back by 2:45. So, one fine spring day, Valli boarded the bus. The conductor was so amazed, and seeing her confidence, he allowed her to board the bus. He was a joy fellow. He understood that Valli spoke with pride. He called her madam and offered a seat to her. He asked others to make way for the madam. There were only 6 or 7 passengers in the bus. They were all looking at Valli. She overcame her shyness and quickly walked to an empty seat and sat down. Valli looked around her in the bus. The bus had a fine painting of green stripes on the white color. It had soft and comfortable seats. It had a beautiful clock above the windscreen. The overhead bars shone like silver. Then she tried to look outside. She found her view cut off by a curtain that covered the lower part of her window. So she stood on her seat to enjoy the outside scene. The bus was going along the bank of a canal. She saw palm trees, mountains, and the blue sky. On the other side, there were green fields. Suddenly an elderly man warned her not to stand on the seat. He called her a child and said that she could fall and get hurt. Valli does not care for him. She told him proudly that she was not a child. She had paid full fare like the others. The conductor told the man that Valli was a grown-up madam. Valli looked at the conductor angrily and said that she was not a madam. The conductor told her that she should not stand on the seat. She could fall when the bus took sharp turns, but Valli ignored his remarks also. On the way, the bus stopped and some new passengers got in. Afraid of losing her seat, Valli finally sat, and an elderly woman came and sat beside her. Valli looked at the woman. She found her repulsive. She had ugly earrings. She was chewing betel leaves. Valli could see that the betel juice was likely to spill over her lips. That woman asked Valli whether she was traveling all alone. Valli told her that she was all alone and she got a ticket too. The old woman asked her if it was proper for a child to travel alone. She also asked whether Valli knew exactly where she was going in town. Valli told the old woman that she need not bother about her. Then she turned her face towards the window. The bus moved on across a bare landscape. Valli enjoyed the outside scene. Trees came running towards them. Sometimes the bus seemed to strike the oncoming vehicle, but both passed safely. The summary continues in the next video. Thank you, students.